Okay, what's up, guys? How's it going? Alert here. This is just gonna be my picks for the Challenger Stage of the PGL Stockholm 2021 Major. Um, and I'll be telling you what I pick and why I choose it. There's less than 12 hours here remaining to be able to make my picks, but these are gonna be my picks and why I think these teams are going to advance or not advance, and who's going 3-0 and who's not. Um, so first. For the 3-0 pick, I still think a really dominant team in the scene right now is Astralis, which is why I'm going to pick them. Um, I think, as unfortunate it is for Bubsky getting benched, I think um, if there is being a change done for the major, that they have something up their sleeve, and they probably have been practicing with Glaive or something. So that's why I'm going to be putting them as my 3-0 pick. I think they're really strong, and I think that's why they're going to advance. For my 0-3 pick, it honestly is going to float between Tai Lu and Sharks. I don't remember the last time Tai Lu has played and upset a team, but I think they've gotten some surprising wins sometimes, especially against Oceanic teams. Um, so I feel like they have something under their pocket. But Sharks, I just don't know too much about. Their team that came from the South American RMR event and have a chance to playing. With that being said, I still think there are um, other powerhouse South American teams that maybe have a better chance than Sharks, like Pain Gaming or Godsent. But I just don't think they're going to have a chance. So that's why I'm putting them at my 0-3 choice. Um, for the other teams that are going to advance, not going 3-0 and 0-3, the first team I'm going to choose is actually going to be FaZe. They haven't been so hot lately, but they have the firepower and they've been playing together, and maybe they're just saving things for the major. We honestly don't really know, and I don't really know, but I think that they have a really good chance. They just have a lot of experience, a lot of people that can, you know, um, frag for them. They have Olaf, Kerrigan. Maybe Kerrigan's been saving a lot of stuff. So I really think they have a chance, a really good chance. Um, the next team I'm going to put is Heroic. Um, I think Heroic has a really good chance. Obviously, they're one of the best teams in Europe right now, with Cadian and everything. You know, they've had a lot of really impressive results against Tier 1 teams in a lot of those big events. So I think that Heroic definitely probably going to advance. I think these two teams have a really good chance of advancing, especially Heroic. I think these two teams are like automatically going to like advance, but I just think Astralis have a better chance. You know, they've always been a powerful team. The next team I'm going to choose is actually going to be Mouse. I think Mouse is kind of like a surprise pick, not because of their logo or anything like that. I really think the rebrand's kind of trash, but with BMAS and Dexter and stuff like that, like a lot of the firepower on their team really probably can surprise and upset a lot of people, especially with Rops on the team. If they're playing Nuke or something like that, he can, just pop off. You know, um, it's really hit and miss with Mouse, but I really think they do have the chance of making it. Um, the next thing I'm gonna put here is Big. Big just have a ton of experience. They've gone to majors. They play very disciplined. We all know Gabi, his style of play, probably has carried over and translated to a lot of these players, and it's probably how the dynamic of the team plays. I haven't watched too much of their events or their games, but I do think they're a really solid team and a solid team that can upset and try to get into the next stage of the major. The next team I'm going to choose is going to be ENCE. I think they have a lot of talent on that team with Dodo and Hades. I think they do have a lot of experience, um, playing in Europe and a lot of those RMRs and those events, giving them experience to be able to um, kind of show up against a lot of these big teams. The next team I'm going to choose is actually going to be Godsent. Um, it's kind of like a surprise pick, and it's kind of a hit or miss pick, because I think the first round matchups. Let me check here. Give me a second. Um, in the first round matchups, ENCE is actually going against Godsent. So I think this is something that might work against me when it comes to the picks here, because it's they're playing against each other. So one of them's is going to be 0-1 off the gate. The first round, someone's going to be 0-1, and someone's going to have to battle back. Um, but I still think both of these teams can qualify and probably will. Godsend has, they have Taco and Dumao. Those are really good players, and even Phelps. They have a lot of that experience and have been playing in North America with and against a lot of the top talent, including Extra Salt, who plays really disciplined. Team Liquid, obviously one of the best teams in North America, which is why I think I'm going to have a surprise pick and go with Godsend here. The next team I'm going to go with is Team Spirit. This is the last team that I'm going to choose. Just because a lot of them have experience and have been playing really, really kind of well. Spirit I chose instead of Virtus Pro just because Virtus Pro made that last... Oops, sorry. I chose Spirit instead of Virtus Pro because Virtus Pro made that last minute change with Sanji and putting in Flit. Obviously, I think if you're making a change like that, especially last minute and almost certainly being guaranteed into the major, I think is something that's really kind of indicating that something's going wrong with the team, or there's something inside that isn't very cohesive. So, which is why they're making that change. And Sanji has been a solid player. So I'm really excited to see how Flit will do instead of Sanji. But it's something that could probably change. But Team Spirit have been pretty solid. I think that they might be able to go through. And that being said, they also won the International not too long ago in Romania, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, if you wanted to make some changes and weren't confident with changes that I had, teams that you could switch would be maybe Team Spirit for Virtus Pro and then Copenhagen Flame for Godsend. Those are really two teams that could make it or do upsets. And for the other teams that I just haven't chosen to qualify through is Movie Stars. This is obviously that roster from Spain that don't have a lot of experience. I don't think they've gone to any big Tier 1 events like this major, so I think they're just not going to be prepared. Tyloo, obviously, same thing. They played... I think they have somebody on their team. Somebody like somebody who's played in one major previously, but I think the rest of the roster hasn't played in a major. However, I just don't think that they're going to be able to advance. Renegades, I just don't think I have too much hope in them. They've been playing in the Oceanic scene. I don't think there's too much competition in the Oceanic scene right now. I know there's this big kind of hiccup in the ESEA Premier scene in the Oceanic region where, teams are forfeiting and stuff like that. So the scene just isn't very strong. So I don't believe in Renegades as much as I want them to go through. Virtus Pro, I mentioned that. Entropeak, I think there's a lot of other CIS teams that are probably better than them. I feel like they'll be able to pull off wins against maybe these other teams that haven't made it, but I think they'll probably get eliminated. Copenhagen Flames, I'm kind of disappointed there's not enough slots because I would definitely put them through along with Virtus Pro. And then Pain Gaming is the final team. I just don't think Pain Gaming has the ability of going through. I mean, I think they just get hard carried by one or two players, but don't really have the cohesiveness of going through and playing against some of these Tier 1, Tier 2 teams that are going to be trying to qualify for the main stage in the main event at the PGL Stockholm Major. But yeah, these are my picks. Astralis, Fades, Heroic, Mouse, Team Spirit, Big, Ends, Godsend, and for my 0-3, Sharks or Team Sharks or whatever. But that should be it. Those are my picks for the 2021 PGL Stockholm Challenger Stage.